UFC 259, Yan versus Sterling took place Saturday, March 6th at the UFC Apex in Las Vegas. In a bantamweight battle, Petr Yan goes for his first bantamweight title defense against submission ace Aljamain Sterling. Let's talk Aljamain versus Yan. The number one ranked UFC bantamweight contender, Aljamain the Funkmaster Sterling, 19-3, fighting out of New York, hopes to make the most of his title shot by capturing UFC gold. Sterling is on a 10-fight win streak and has looked as impressive as any fighter in the division. He has a very unorthodox style with a very impressive wrestling and grappling pedigree and looks to capture the UFC gold with a big win tonight. But on the other side of the octagon, you have the UFC bantamweight champion Petr Yan, 15-1, fighting out of Russia, and has his sights set on another highlight reel finish to secure his first title defense. Petr Yan is a very technical and powerful fighter. He possesses incredible power and uses his impressive fight IQ to patiently wait to wear down his opponents until it's time for the kill. I can't wait for this fight. And here's how it went down. Sterling came out aggressive with an extremely fast pace, attacking Yan, pushing him backwards. Early on, Sterling landed a nice flying knee that landed flush and got Yan's attention, and even secured a takedown. But Yan landed a nasty right hand towards the end of round one that sat Sterling down for a brief moment, but he jumped right back to his feet, but you could tell he was shook. This fight was a fast-paced back and forth affair, but Sterling looked to force the action a little too much and seemed to be a little too off balance throughout the fight, and looked to be exerting way too much energy to sustain this style of pace for 5 rounds. As the fight went on, Yan looked to be taking control and was clearly the more fresh fighter, throwing powerful strikes and landing takedowns on Sterling, then letting him back up. Petr Yan with his very calculated attacks, and you could see he was looking for the kill. The 4th round started, and to his credit, Sterling never stopped fighting and did land his fair share of punches and kicks, but you could see that Sterling was struggling keeping up this pace. In the 4th round, Sterling was looking for a double leg takedown that Yan stuffed, and when Sterling was on his knees and a downed opponent, you could hear Yan's corner telling him to throw the knee, and Yan apparently listened and threw a nasty illegal knee that snapped Sterling's head back, that put him down and out, and he couldn't continue. Aljamain Sterling defeats Petr Yan via disqualification, illegal knee, at round 4 at 4 minutes and 29 seconds to win the bantamweight title. Alright, here's my final thoughts. I was more excited for this bout than any other fight on the card for obvious reasons. You have 2 brilliant alpha fighters in their prime with the cage door locked, and they went to war. Each fighter showed their skill set, but Sterling didn't quite seem himself and looked off balance many times with a lot of his movements and just looked a little off. He has been out of the octagon for quite a while, but watching the silent killer Petr Yan patiently wear down his opponents, waiting to go in for the kill, is truly something special to see every time he fights. This was an incredibly unfortunate inning and has left a bad taste in our mouth for sure. You had a very tired Sterling and a Petr Yan that looked to be in complete control, but we should see an immediate rematch, and I can't wait for the build-up for this fight, and we should have some bad blood, and I can't wait to see it again. Here's some quick stats on Sterling. He is now the UFC Bantamweight Champion. He has 8 wins by submission, 2 via KO. He is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt and former NCAA Division III wrestling standout. He is on a 6-fight win streak. He now holds wins over Corey Sandhagen, Cordy Stammen, Johnny Eduardo, Takaya Mizuzaki, and now Petr Yan. This fight was an incredibly unfortunate ending with an illegal knee. There's a red-hot Corey Sandhagen and patiently waiting for his title shot, but I believe the fight that makes the most sense is an immediate rematch with Yan, and in the press conference following the bout, UFC President Dana White said he wants to get this fight put back together as quickly as possible.
First ever champ to be crowned via disqualification. Man, what did you think watching that whole thing play out?
Yeah, it sucked. It was a good fight. I mean, that was a fight that everybody was excited about tonight. Everybody knew it was going to be good, and well, yeah, that's a bad one.
Both guys want to run it back. I mean, it was a very competitive fight. Safe to say we put that one back together again?
Yeah, as soon as possible.
Guys, let me know in the comments on what you thought about the fight tonight and who you think should be next and why. Don't forget to smash that like button. This is Jake Hattan with MMA Weekly's The Lowdown Fight Breakdown. See you next time.